How do you feel about all of this? High five it, we should paint it. Yes, we should paint it. High five. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week here at Handy Creators. If you're new, thank you for joining us.
My name's Adriana and this is my husband,
Jesus. Here at Handy Creators, we focus on showing you how to DIY those beautiful projects that you see all over the internet. You may be wondering what we're doing in our bathroom right now.
If you've been following us for a while, you know that we are going on almost 2 years of purchasing our first home, and we have upgraded this whole home on our own.
We just finished transforming our backyard into an outdoor living space that we absolutely love. And if you want to see how we did that, click right here.
But with this summer heat, it was time to come indoors and start working in here because we were melting. From the first time we saw this home, we absolutely fell in love with it, except our bathrooms. We thought it was time to upgrade that and make it a little bit more modern and
go more with the theme of our house. Therefore, over the next few weeks, we're going to be giving both of our bathrooms a much needed makeover. But in today's video, we're going to be redoing our countertops. Before we begin, we want to give a special thanks to our friends over at Giani for sending us the beautiful marble kit that we're going to be using as the main product in today's video. Their products are designed to help us transform our countertops for a fraction of the cost.
This brand specializes in doing different type of epoxy kits, which will help you save hundreds or thousands of dollars in your home.
What makes this kit so special is that from the paint to the epoxy to the brushes to the roller, even the tarps that you're gonna lay on the floor come with this kit.
The truth is that their products are fantastic. We've used them in the past with different projects that we've done at my in-laws house. That's why we trust and we are super excited to use them in our project and bring them into our home.
Not only were they kind enough to send us the kit that we're going to be using in our project, they also send us an extra kit that we're going to be giving away to one of you guys.
Oh my god, it's our first giveaway!
So make sure to stay tuned throughout the rest of this video because instructions on how you can enter this giveaway will be at a special spot.
You gotta watch to find it.
The kit that we will be giving away is the exact same one that we're using. With that being said, if you want to see how easy and affordable it is to transform your countertop from this to this, let's get started.
Let's go.
The first thing that we did was mask along the edges of the countertop and sink to prevent getting paint in any unwanted areas. Unfortunately, after we finished masking, we realized that we accidentally skipped a step and had to come back and remove all of the tape already placed. The first step is removing any caulk that your countertop may have. To do this, we used a utility knife to cut the caulk along the top and the bottom edges so it would be easier to peel off. Then we scraped off any caulk still on the countertop so that it would be clean and free of debris. Once all the caulk was removed, we grabbed a scouring pad and ran it across the entire countertop. Not only will this remove any debris still there, but it will also rough up the countertop, which will allow the paint to adhere better. After scouring, we used a damp napkin to wipe down the entire area and let it air dry before moving on to the next step. Once the countertop was fully dry, we then remasked everything once more. For this, we used standard painter's tape from our local hardware store, which will be linked below. You want to make sure that you take your time in this step to prevent any unnecessary cleanup at the end. We also masked the bottom edge of the countertops to make sure that any extra epoxy would simply drip onto the floor and not the bottom of the countertop. The final step to prep the area is to place the tarps. These tarps will protect your cabinets and floors for when it's time to pour the epoxy. Since our area was small, we only used one tarp and cut it down to size.
So in today's video, we're gonna have a little special guest, and she's loving that today's project is indoors so she could be with us. We're all prepped. We removed all the caulk, we taped all of the border, and we just put the tarp and we extended it out because when we put the epoxy, usually that drips a little, and just to avoid any problem.
Let's begin. We opened the white base primer paint marked with the number 1 and give it a good stir for about 30 seconds. To start, dip the foam brush in the paint and start on the edges.
No.
There's no going back. You're going to repeat the process along the edges of your countertops that you will not be able to reach with the roller. First, we applied the paint along the top and bottom edges of the connected backsplash and then around the edge of the sink. This will ensure that every corner is filled and covered with paint. Then we use a fabric roller to cover the rest of the countertop. It is best to cover a section at a time to ensure an even coverage. If any areas are missing coverage, simply add more paint and back roll it again. Since our area was so small, I would lay a lot of paint in a few different sections and then Adriana would spread it evenly with a roller. Once the area is covered in paint, back roll it to get rid of any harsh lines and let it cure for 1 hour before applying a second coat. For the second coat, we repeated the same process on both countertops. As you apply this coat, you will start to notice that the countertop will almost be fully covered with the new color. After applying it, we let the second coat cure for 1 hour, and we felt that the countertops needed a third coat since our original color was more of a darker color. This step is completely optional and it depends on how your countertops look after the second coat. After we were done with our third coat, it was time to get started on the veins. While our third coat was drying, we sketched out a design of our countertops. Doing this was going to allow us to play with how we wanted our final design to look. We suggest that you research a few marble designs online so that you have an idea of how you want your countertop. After many tries, we finally figured out our design and it was time to apply it. First, we grabbed our mist bottle and filled it up with water. For this step, you are going to need a mist bottle, 2-inch brush, small artist brush, and the gray veining paint marked with the number 2A. After you open it and mix it for about 30 seconds, you are going to grab your small artist brush and dip it into the paint. Then begin your vein by softly holding the artist brush and lightly dragging the gray mineral across the countertop. Slightly twist the brush with your index finger to mimic the flow of natural marble. Then mist your vein with the included misting bottle from a distance. You'll know it's enough water because the mineral will begin to bleed. Then lightly dab the vein using the 2-inch brush and you will see how the harsh line begins to fade. If by any chance you do not like how the vein looks or where it is placed, mist and flood it with water and wipe it away using a napkin or cloth. There are 4 common vein styles that we chose to incorporate into our countertops. The first one is the extended vein. This vein consists of a long continuous line that crosses an entire section, such as shown here. It is best to begin in one corner and finish on the other side. If you are working in a large area, break it into smaller sections that you can blend before continuing the line. The second vein that we are going to show you is called the Y vein. To create this style, you must start off by creating an extended vein and then creating a new line that breaks off of your already existing line to create a Y shape. Make sure to blend this in as well using the same technique. The next vein that we're going to talk about is called the parallel vein. To create this effect, run a parallel or ripple vein that runs parallel to an already extended vein a few inches apart. The final vein that we're going to talk about is called the crescent vein. Begin with an extended vein that has a large curve around the middle of it. Then create another line mirroring that curve and connect it to the existing vein. Do not be afraid to remove your veins more than once. The trick to getting the look that you want is to step back every so often and to see how the whole countertop looks from a distance. If you have any blank spots and feel like something is missing, you can add a small accent vein. Once you are satisfied with the way that it looks, it is time to start on the edges and the backsplash. For the backsplash, bring your existing vein up and into the wall. This will give it a 3D finish look. For the edging, repeat the same process but downwards towards the cabinet. Once that was done, we grabbed the paint can marked with the number 2B to highlight the gray veins. To do this, we used the included sponge and softly dabbed a little of the white highlighting paint on and around of the existing gray veins. This will give the veins the marble look. After we finish, we let our veins cure for a total of 4 hours before moving on to the final step, the epoxy. The kit comes with 3 epoxy cans and 3 epoxy activators. To start, we poured 1 activator can into 1 epoxy can and mixed it for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Before we add the epoxy, let's talk about the giveaway.
To enter this giveaway for the Giani White Marble Kit, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and in the comment section below, write done with your Instagram handle. We will also be posting on Instagram ways that you can get extra entries for an even bigger chance of getting this kit.
Our Instagram is tagged below, and please don't forget to put your Instagram handle. That is the way we're going to reach out to you. All giveaway details are going to be listed below, so go make sure and check that out, and let's keep on with the video.
To apply the epoxy, pour the mixture into 3 equal streams to make sure you are getting an even coverage. Then using the other 2-inch brush, softly add some of the epoxy to the backsplash. Then using your foam roller, spread out the epoxy across the entire countertop. You want to make sure to softly roll the foam roller, that way you are leaving a thick, even layer. Each can of mixed epoxy and activator will cover approximately 12 square feet of countertop. So if your space is big, make sure to use the proportionate amount of epoxy. As the countertop begins to drip excess epoxy, use your foam roller to cover all of the edges. After you are done applying the epoxy, you will have 1 hour to remove any debris or air bubbles that might be forming. Using a tweezer, simply squeeze the air bubble and the epoxy will settle in that area. After you have inspected and removed all of the air bubbles, you must wait at least 1 hour before removing the edging tape. You want to make sure you remove any tape that is touching the epoxy within a 1 to 2 hour window. If not, the tape will cement with the epoxy, making it almost impossible to remove. Once you remove all of your tape, you are going to wait 8 hours before removing the tarps that are covering the cabinets. At this point, your countertop is tack-free, but according to instructions, you must wait at least 24 hours before using your dishwasher and 72 hours before caulking all of the edges. It is recommended to use acrylic caulk that you can purchase at your local hardware store. You must wait a full 7 days for your countertops to fully cure. And just like that, we call this project a complete success. This is definitely a project that can be completed in just 1 weekend with a little bit of planning. That way you have a brand new countertop for a fraction of the price.
After seeing that, I think I only have 3 words to describe how I feel about the outcome of this whole transformation, and it's I love it.
We truly could not have asked for a better result, and as we mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is just the first of a mini series that we're going to be doing to completely make over both of our bathrooms.
In next week's video, we're going to be painting the cabinets in both of our bathrooms.
And if you're interested in seeing that, make sure to subscribe and hit that little notifications bell so you never miss out on our videos. And if you want to see how we made this console table, click on the video right here.
Remember to register for a giveaway, and we're excited to see who wins and who gets the opportunity to do this in their home.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.